Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight. It has been 58 days without a press conference from Joe Biden, but one is scheduled for next Thursday. Today, the president bragged about hitting his vaccine goal early. Of course, most of that credit actually goes to Donald Trump. Of course, Trump wasn't mentioned today. And of course, the president left without taking any questions again. Without question, one of the least transparent administrations in recent history, including Obama's. Here was the president today.
100 million shots in 100 days. It was considered ambitious. Some even suggested it was somewhat audacious. Experts said that the plan was, quote, definitely aggressive.
Ambitious, audacious, aggressive. Who actually thought continuing at Trump's pace was any of those things? In fact, on Donald Trump's last day in office, 1.5 million people were vaccinated in this country. So a million a day was actually a tremendously low bar to set. There's a reason you set a low bar, so you can clear it. And the White House did so easily. And that is good news. But now they expect praise, which is kind of funny. And there was another funny moment, which keeps happening. Let's see if you can spot it.
We believe that speed and efficiency must be matched with fairness and equity. Now, when President Harris and I took a virtual tour of a vaccination center in Arizona.
President Harris. Another gaffe, I suppose. I almost kind of feel bad pointing them out at this point, but it does matter because the rest of the world, including countries that hate us, like Russia, Iran, and China, are sizing Biden up. And they're likely seeing a pretty easy target. Today, Russian President Vladimir Putin responded after Biden said this to George Stephanopoulos.
So you know Vladimir Putin, you think he's a killer?
Mm-hmm. I do.
So what price must he pay?
The price he's going to pay, well, you'll see shortly.
Well, Putin responded by challenging Joe Biden to a live debate, telling Russian state TV, I want to propose to President Biden to continue our discussion, but on the condition that we do it basically live, as it's called, without any delays and directly in an open, direct discussion. Putin knows that the president can barely handle questions from the American media that loves him. Our enemies know we have a weak president and a foreign policy team that is full of globalists. Naturally, they're licking their lips. Biden's foreign policy team met with the Chinese today, and to their credit, Secretary of State Antony Blinken and company called out the Chinese. Take a listen.
We'll also discuss our deep concerns with actions by China, including in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Taiwan, cyber attacks on the United States, economic coercion toward our allies. Each of these actions threaten the rules-based order that maintains global stability. That's why they're not merely internal matters and why we feel an obligation to raise these issues here today.
Well, Blinken called China out for a number of the horrible acts that have become commonplace under this communist regime. The Chinese then fired back. Take a listen.
It is important for the United States to change its own image and to stop advancing its own democracy in the rest of the world. Many people within the United States actually have little confidence in the democracy of the United States, and they have various views regarding the government of the United States. In China, according to opinion polls, the leaders of China have the wide support of the Chinese people.
The Chinese saying that their own polling shows that everybody loves their communist regime. It's priceless. And then the Chinese actually brought up Black Lives Matter, which may seem random to you, but trust me, it should not.
The challenges facing the United States in human rights are deep-seated. They did not just emerge over the past 4 years, such as Black Lives Matter.
You see, China loves to bring up racial unrest in our country because they are actively promoting it. In fact, China is funding BLM. It's a proud partnership. Here's an article from our friends at the Heritage Foundation. This BLM co-founder and pro-communist China group are partnering up. Here's why. The article talks about Alicia Garza, one of BLM's co-founders, a woman who wants to see this country destroyed and rebuilt under the tenets of Karl Marx. Here's a quote from the article. Go to the website for the Black Futures Lab, a venture of BLM founder Alicia Garza, and click on the donate button. It'll ask you to send money to an obscure organization, the Chinese Progressive Association, explaining that Black Futures Lab is a fiscally sponsored project of the Chinese Progressive Association. You start to see what all this is. China knows what a cancer this is for our society. Black Lives Matter is a Marxist organization. Its goals are rooted in upending democracy and capitalism. Black social justice is just a convenient vessel that these people are using. They don't care about this stuff. Everybody with a brain knows that.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.